Cool beans.
All right. Well, nice to meet you, Josephine. I like your, are they ears?
Yeah, these are my headphones. So they're
Oh, okay.
headphone ears too. So that way I can talk to you, mess around with my microphone and everything else. Yeah, that way they're super comfy and not uncomfortable, and I can use for a while and not be, fiddling them around a little bit too much. So they're also gaming headphones. I'm a big gamer.
Oh, nice. What games are you
That's also
into?
why. I like a lot of RPG games. I do board games. I do some PC gaming. I do PlayStation 3 games, Wii games. Let me see. Right now, I play Naruto, Harry Potter games on the Wii. I play a couple of mobile gaming. I'm into Dungeon Hunter 5. I'm starting to kind of branch off and find some additional games.
Nice.
Like I'm trying to play. I just got into. Well, I'm just trying it out actually. I think it's Call of Duty. Yeah, Call of Duty, the mobile version. So I'm gonna try that out too. So yeah, I like a lot of. I'm like a video gamer because it's kind of one of the ways that I decompress after a really long day.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I like to do that along with listening to music. So that's one of my favorite things.
I love it.
So
Yeah, and they like the headphones light up. I, I used to gosh, I mean, this is like really old school, but I used to do like StarCraft and like, World of Warcraft and all of that stuff. So I'm familiar. I haven't actually played it in a little while, but I could totally get back into it.
oh yeah, awesome. Yeah, so I haven't gotten a chance to play World of Warcraft, but that's something else that I kind of like. Like those are mainly some of the themes that I like a lot of the role playing games. So we actually have like a festival over here in Maryland called the Renaissance Festival. And that's something that I'd love to go to, and like my whole family is into it. So we do cosplay when we go. So like me and my children we'll go like as a family of archers one year, and like my dad and my mom will get dressed up. They go as like a king and queen, and my brother will come as like Caesar or something like that. I don't know. He's just there. He puts his
Like
face
Roman
down.
times.
Wrong era, but I mean he's there. Yeah, I mean he'll come with a toga and like a whole crown and everything like that. But we're all kind of like into like the Renaissance festival and that kind of era of things. So like I really love like the dragons and the knights and all that other stuff. So that's always kind of like my favorite thing to do. And so I like the mobile gaming because that kind of gives me access to kind of play around with that fantasy and everything like that. And I love it. So we play right now Swords and Sorceries, which is a board game. So me and a friend of mine will actually come up once, like maybe once or twice a month, and have game night and actually play the game with me and the children. So it's really, really cool. I really, really like it. So it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but not as extensively long, but it still has like the different scenarios, and you keep playing through the different scenarios. And he actually just bought like an extension, and then they keep developing more different extensions to the game. And you just kind
Wait,
of play
what is
through.
this game called?
Swords and Sorceries?
Swords and
Yeah.
Sorcery.
Swords
Okay,
and
yeah, because
Sorceries,
I
yeah.
I'm a little bit familiar with Dungeons
Yeah.
and Dragons, and I've definitely played like Settlers of Catan, which I love playing, like as for like a group.
Oh, cool.
Um, I don't know if you've played that one, but that one's really fun.
Oh, the camera paused for a little bit towards
Yeah, I
the
think we were
end.
like a little zigzaggy, but yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if you've played that game, but I love board games as well, and it's a
Oh,
great,
that's so much fun.
yeah, really really fun.
Yeah.
And I've done cosplay before too. I did like a competition once, and I won for doing like a gender bended version of Mystique, so like a male version. So they like painted me all blue, and we used remember like fruit roll-ups? Like
Oh
cutouts,
yeah, shut up.
yeah, onto the
Yeah.
skin to make scales. It was really crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different. I've never thought of. Well, yeah, I mean, because it's edible paint essentially.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
smart.
it's
Yeah, that's
easy,
smart.
right? We had to be creative, and
Yeah.
I've done some like vampire stuff and like steampunk, and so I love all that stuff.
Oh. Oh wow, you have to. Did you take pictures of all this?
Yeah, I can send you some photos. I'm definitely I'm very proud of
Yeah,
them.
that
So
would be really cool. Yeah,
yeah.
that would be awesome. I love steampunk, and I'm definitely into vampires. I mean, who isn't? But yeah, like vampires, werewolves, all of that stuff. Like I have all the Blade movies. I have the vampire movie, of course, with like I don't know. This is like I don't know. I love the vampire. The vampire movie was like Brad Pitt. Was it Brad
The Interview
Pitt?
with
Who
the
else was in there
Vampire,
before?
right?
The Interview with the Vampire. Yes, yes, with Tom Cruise. Like all these awesome people were in one movie, and then they were never in the same movie again. Christian Slater, Antonio Banderas. Oh my God, like that is my favorite movie.
Anna
Oh my God,
Paquin,
yes,
right? I think. Oh wait, no. Was she? No,
yes,
Kirsten
yes.
Dunst, I think.
Kirsten Dunst. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved and hated her character because I felt like it was all her fault. Like she messed up the whole energy. Like, damn it, they could have had a good life without her.
Right. If it wasn't for her. Um,
It wasn't for her.
so here's the question. Would you vampires or pirates?
Oh God. If it's Jack Sparrow, yes. Jack Sparrow, that's it. I mean, no one else. I mean, because if it's not him, then definitely vampires, but only Jack Sparrow. That's the only exception.
Okay, so it kind of like
That's the only
kind of
exception.
balances out.
Yeah. I've always liked vampires over everyone else, but I mean, when Jack Sparrow kind of floated onto the scene, it was like, I don't know, I might be into a pirate. I mean, I don't know. He's kind of very like eccentric and kind of wild. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's
Just
got a
for
he
me, but
definitely he made those movies for sure.
yes, yeah. He definitely like his character, like definitely sets the tone for. It makes you want to like just be out there with him, even though he's crazy. You're just like, all right, well, let's just do it. Let's just get drunk and just go out there. Let's see
Right?
what happens.
He's just I feel like he would be a good person, a person
it.
that you'd want to bring on your like deserted island because he's really inventive
Right.
and he I feel like he would be very resourceful, I guess you could say.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because it's like in all the situations, like they really didn't give him enough credit because like he always had a way to work the situation out, even though it always looked like it was never going to work out. Like he would always escape or have a way to like work the situation out, even though they didn't trust him. Like he was like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
I got this. You may not see it, but I have a plan. And they were like, yeah, you don't have any plan. You're just, drunk. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, but how many times have people been the underdog and it's like you came out on top? You know what I mean? It's relatable.
Right? Totally. We all love rooting for an underdog.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's the ultimate underdog. I mean, if you think about it, because no one really counted on him to really make anything of himself, and then they kept, discrediting him, and then in the end, he really came out on top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's sketchy moments as human people do, but he came back, and that's what's important.
Yeah. Right. I feel like without those sketchy moments, he wouldn't, like you said, be relatable. And that's what makes him kind of fun, right? Like he gets into trouble and does things maybe he shouldn't. But I mean, like you said, who doesn't?
right. Yeah. And who doesn't like rum at the end of the day?
There you go. Is rum? I actually had some rum raisin. I think Ben and Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs. I can't remember, but it was pretty good.
Oh yeah, my mom likes rum raisin. I've never had it yet. I think I've had like maybe I tried some of hers and it was really good, but it's hard to find. I guess like I don't think they sell it in a regular store. You have to go somewhere and like get it. I don't know. Like I don't know if you can buy it in a regular store. I think you have to go to like Ben and Jerry's or something to like a Haagen
Yeah,
Dazs
I
or
don't
something
think
to
it's
get it.
like at your local convenience store. But definitely try it if you know if
Yeah,
you come across if you're a rum lover, you might like
I
that too.
don't know. Yeah, I know in Baltimore City though there is a place. It's a wine ice cream factory. Now that is interesting. They make ice
Wow.
cream with wine. It's like,
So
yeah,
the flavors,
yeah,
it's like rosé or something, or like, you know,
yes. It
Zinfandel,
is
or I don't know,
actual ice cream that they
Merlot.
put wine in. Yes, yes, yes. It's alcohol infused ice cream with wine in it. And it's a whole factory that makes it. And it's specifically in Baltimore City. Like you can go into the factory and try all
Wow.
of these different flavored ice creams that have wine in it.
I don't know why people haven't invented that earlier. You would think like two things that people love, you know,
Yeah.
ice cream and
Yeah.
alcohol, that they wouldn't have put it together earlier.
Right?
Have you
Especially when it's
tried
like
it?
warm outside. Like, I mean, I've done that. I mean, I've made smoothies with like wine in it, like
Hmm.
wine and a bunch of peaches or something like that. And just I call it a frozen sangria,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
There you
it's
go.
hot out. Yeah, it's hot out.
Right.
That's always been my excuse. But I never thought to freeze the whole thing and then just eat it as ice cream later on. That's smart. I never would have thought that. But
Well, I
that's
just I
cool.
just started getting
Yeah.
into
So
this
what else do you
recently.
like to do?
Well, kind of on the same lines, I enjoy cooking, and like I wouldn't call this cooking, but on the lines of sangria and cool things that cool you down during the summer. I started someone gave me popsicle molds, and I started just like making either smoothies and just other drinks and then just putting them in popsicle molds, and it's awesome. It's a great thing during the summer because it gets
Yeah.
really hot. I'm in California. It gets really hot here in the summer, obviously. And it's just like, yeah, it's a great way to cool down. And that way, I don't know, I feel a little less guilty than eating just like a tub of ice cream, because I can kind of portion it out and know what I'm, putting in my body. And yeah, you could put any juice in there. I've used like a variety of different juices. You could probably put wine and freeze it and then put some sugar. I mean, wine's already sugar, but just add some other stuff to it.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
it ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great idea. I mean, like I love it. I love like okay, so I actually do a small personal chef business on the side. I do a lot of dishes that infuse like alcohol in it. And you can mix like I don't know. This is just me. Like I infuse wine and like rum a lot of the time. And that will definitely freeze and that's great together too. You can freeze that and that's fantastic. Rum and
I
wine
love
go
your
together
face. You're like,
perfectly.
you can just freeze it. It's good. You're right. Everything can go in the freezer, really.
Yeah. And you can have like one of those adult, like little, what do you call those little, they do little adult Capri Suns now. You can freeze it and then like squeeze it and then like comes together or whatever. So those are good too. That's
Hmm.
something you're on to something. But I've never, yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, because you could always have like the little popsicle things. Yeah, I mean, I should have been done that. Like that's
We could
genius.
start a shop together where we have like, you know, alcoholic or non-alcoholic versions of like popsicles, different like slushies or any of those like cool
Yes.
cool desserts.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be amazing because people have been saying that like you should do something like that. Because I mean, I don't drink like that anymore, but I make great drinks. Like I feel like I don't have to drink in order to make a great drink. I can still make drinks without partaking in it, just because I make
Hmm.
really strong drinks and all I need is like one drink to get pretty wasted. But
Yeah. Oh well, that's good. You're
I other people be happy. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I'm great at mixing drinks at parties. I make like, well, I always do like kid versions because like when I like to do family gatherings and everything like that for friends and family. So sometimes I'll do like a house party or something like that, or gatherings or celebrations. And so I'll have like, sometimes I'll have my children there. So I'll do like the adult stuff and then I'll have like fun stuff for the children. So I'll do like a children's version of the adult drink or and stuff like that. So that's a great idea. I mean, my kids, you can mix it up, and then instead of using like alcohol, you can use like ginger beer or whatever to make the same
Yeah.
type of version and still make it like really fun for people because it's a lot of people who don't drink, and it's still a really great, strong, powerful flavor, but without the alcohol in it. Ginger beer is a great substitution for like alcohol.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
that's a
great.
good point.
I mean, I love it. It's a great idea.
I mean, it seems like you seem like you have a very like outgoing, gregarious personality. Like how you like to host parties and all of this stuff. Like how else would you describe yourself? Like if you could choose three words, how would you describe yourself?
Well, I would describe myself as someone who is I'm very well, I'm someone who's very like hmm, I'm creative. I'm very creative. I'm someone who likes to invent new ways to do something. Like I'm not someone who believes in doing things in one way. Like I'm someone who always looks for different ways to do anything. I'm not someone who's like, oh, you have to do things one way. I'm very innovative. I'm creative in everything that I do. I'm actually kind of introverted, but because of my job, it causes me to adapt the personality traits of an extrovert. And so when I'm around friends and family or people that I'm comfortable with, I'm extroverted when I'm around them. So I'm very comfortable and I'll talk more and I'll be around them. But usually, if I'm around like a bunch of strangers, I'm very quiet.
So you're like an
But
extrovert, or you're an introverted extrovert.
there you go. Yeah. So, but I don't like silence. So I will try to like eventually talk to just be like, hey, how's it going? At some point, because like I just don't want to sit there and just, look awkward.
Hmm.
I'll try to talk to someone like at some point eventually. I'll be like, what's up? How are you?
Break the
I'll try
silence.
to break the ice because like I just can't sit there and not say anything. Yeah, I have to like break the silence. And I don't know if that's kind of like plays into my personality because like I'm a Leo, so I naturally like take charge. So that is kind of like one of my other. I'm a leader, just naturally. I lead. So like I'm not one of those people who is going to take over, but if I feel like no one is leading, then I'll step in and I'll lead.
Hmm. So
So
your birth, if you're a
if
Leo,
that makes sense,
that's August,
yeah.
right? Or something? It's coming up.
It's mine. I'm the end of July, so I'm the
Oh,
end of
end of
July
July.
Leo.
So coming up.
Yeah, coming up very soon. So
What was
mine
it?
is July 27th.
Oh, awesome. Well, happy birthday to be. What like
Yeah.
I've always wondered. So I'm I'm in February. I'm an Aquarian. And I've always wondered what it's like to have a birthday in the summer. Like not now, but like as a kid, like was that a good thing or was everyone gone? I've always wondered because I'm in the winter, so everyone's around, but it's cold.
No, it's garbage. It's like all your friends are gone. Like you're like, oh, are you birthday? Dude, like all your birthday parties are gonna be spent with your family and your cousins, and like that's it. Like nobody's coming to your birthday. Like maybe your neighborhood friends that didn't get shipped off to their grandparents or on some lavish vacation. Like your school friends never saw. No, it definitely sucks. It sucks so bad. And then too, like you can't start. No, well, that was to start school. Graduated high school early. 18 by the time they graduated, and I graduated 17. I was only that was it. But no, everybody's gone. Everybody's gone. They're very like much by yourself. Happy birthday.
Just have like a little pool, like in like a kiddie pool. You're just like having a party.
Yeah, just by yourself. Just by yourself. Surrounded by a bunch of adults. That's it. Happy birthday, Jennifer. Okay.
Right.
Thanks. Thanks, Uncle Tom. You just get used to it. It's like, oh, whatever.
Are you big into presents? Like, do you have any gift wishes this year?
No. So I'm more of a giver more than like receiving gifts. Like when people ask me what do I want for like birthdays or Christmas or holidays, like I don't have any idea. Like I'm not really used to getting presents. I know it sounds horrible, but that's just I don't know. Like it's weird. I don't know. Like I just
All right.
don't,
Well,
I
what
don't
do you
because
want? What do you want this year?
um what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? I have no idea.
Well, see,
I don't
that's
even
maybe why you
think
don't
about
get
it
gifts.
anymore. I know that might be. That probably is why because I don't even think of that's how bad it is. I don't even think about it. I think so I want I'm getting a nice decent like quality purse this year. So I buy myself gifts. So I don't ask people for gifts. I just get it for myself. Like that, I buy myself presents, and I usually do it all year round. So I just buy myself stuff. Like I don't know. I don't ask people for anything. I just get it for myself, and that's I don't know.
You should, yeah, treating yourself.
Yeah,
Or
like
maybe
like I
you don't need gifts because you already have them for yourself.
yeah, that's what it is. Like so, last year I bought myself a new home. That's the one I'm currently in now, right? And then the
Congratulations.
year before that, I bought myself a. Thank you. And it was a big purchase, right? Because I was living in Baltimore City. I had bought myself the first home there, and it wasn't like the best. It wasn't like the best type of living situation. I thought it was going to be a nice neighborhood. It was quiet at first, but it was like horrible, 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 horrible 6 years. So I focused, and I worked really, really hard to save up and to move us out of that situation into where we are at now. And I wanted to basically buy my dream home for my 33rd birthday. And so that's what I did. And I wanted to live next to a water community or live next to the beach as close as possible. So that's what I did. And that was my birthday present to myself. And the year before that, I wanted a new car. So I bought myself a new car. And I think the year before that, I wanted to own like some property. So I bought myself some property. So it's just like, I just, whatever I want, I just kind of get it for myself. And I don't ask people to buy me because I just kind of buy things for myself. I don't know. It's just weird. And I just ask for like small things from other people. I wanted a computer. That would be nice, like a new MacBook, because I'm trying to switch career fields. And so before I start and enroll in school, I need a new laptop. And like the laptop I have, I think the hard drive is corrupted and I need a new laptop. So that would
Damn
be really
computers.
nice. I know, man. And it was like, I'm not like a technology snob. And so like I got this computer like years ago, and it was used, and it wasn't like a brand new MacBook, but it was like a MacBook. I think it's a 2013 MacBook. But it worked. Like it was
Yeah, yeah.
working, it was great. And then something happened and it just got, I don't know if it like just crashed or something, or it just gave out its last breath and it's not working. So I have to take it to like get it looked at. But between moving from selling one house and buying another one, I just haven't had the time. And I want to start school and enroll myself into school, but I need like, a working laptop. So that's something that I want, but I need to like save up and do it. And
It's a to do. Well, I
so
I get it. I am like, I don't know, in the last year, I bought so many different Apple products. And it's great because they give you like subscriptions to things like HBO Max free and Apple
yeah.
TV. And, that's how they get you, right? Like,
That is how they get you.
but I'm selling a laptop, so maybe we can work out a deal. I can ship it to you, give you maybe this could be your birthday present.
Yeah, that would be awesome because like I love Mac products and then I have HP products. So I have an HP desktop that I just got, but it started making noises. So I'm just like not sure. I would rather work off of the Mac, laptop for my computer work just because I can move around the house with it than to be stuck in one place. I'm working off of the desktop. And I just don't want anything to happen to the desktop because that would be much more expensive to replace. So I don't know. I'm a tech person. Like I have 3 Apple TVs in the house. I like Apple products because they're less likely to get like viruses. Like I said, for a really long time, it's not new. But like I said, with the Mac products, you can get an older model and it still like keeps updating and working with everything. And you don't have to get like the latest and most expensive model in order to work and still be compatible with like your system. So that's kind of like why I had it. It's just like it just kind of broke down on me a long time. It's like no, I need it for school. And I'm like, why?
What are you going to school for? Or gonna go to school for?
So right now I work for the government. I work for DOD. I've been working for DOD as a government employee for 11 years come December, and I do personnel security. And so I'm trying to switch from doing personnel security to doing cybersecurity. So I want to go back to school and get my certification in like ethical hacking, cyber forensics, and a couple of other things where you have to get like license and everything like that. I forget the programs. It's like an A++ certification and all this other stuff on 3 certifications that I just named. So that way I can kind of switch over career fields because I'm just tired.
Does
I
it
need a change.
involve like
So,
coding and JavaScript, or like that's a world I don't know anything about? So like, or more management
I mean, I
stuff.
would like to get in. I would like to get into coding because I would like to create my own app and program for what I'm doing. Ethical hacking is basically where I go around and try to hack into like government computer systems, which is essentially like my main job focus. That's something that would be like my primary source, but there's other things that I would like to do, like open up my own and run my own business and create my own computer apps that would be contracted out to like universities and hospitals and all that other stuff to protect their coding, their data from like being hacked and all that other stuff. And also protect people's like personal phones so that way people are not worried about their phones being hacked and their data being leaked. And that's also why I would like to be able to learn coding so I could create an app and computer programming so I can also create a program as well. Because I also have been trained on how to create like different programs and everything else. So I have certifications in that and how to create online training programs so I can also train other people how to do this as well.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, maybe you're onto something.
Yeah. So, but it's just like, I would like to do something that kind of pulls everything that I've learned and like what I'm more passionate about, as opposed to like what I'm doing right now, which is not really like what I'm passionate about. It's like it's what I've been doing. I mean, like I used to love it, but now I'm just kind of doing it for the pay. I don't really love it anymore. I'm getting old. I mean, it pays the bills.
Yeah. Great to have a job and be employed.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it pays well, so I can't really complain too much. But yeah. I mean, I would like to run my own business and be able to like pay off my house in like 5 years and retire early, like within the next 7 to 6 years. Yeah, 6 to 7 years, 6 to 7 years. Yeah, that would be nice. But, I know, right? Goals.
Actually, wait, don't do 2 because isn't like 2 like that negates it? I can't remember.
I don't know. Well, what do you do?
So I do a bunch of different things. I teach tennis. I'm a tennis instructor. I do some teaching. And actually, I'm going to school right now to become a marriage and family licensed therapist. So to help people with their, I don't know, their issues and their mental health. So I hear you about the whole computer thing, wanting to change directions in life to do something that you're really passionate about. I think that's really important. And yeah, I like people a lot. People are fascinating. They're also complicated and but that's I'm doing a bunch of part-time work, and then while I'm going to school to obtain my license.
Oh, I think the thing is cutting out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was just saying that I'm going to school at the moment, and then I'm doing teaching tennis and doing some tutoring on the sides. I mean, everyone asks like, what subjects do you teach? And I can teach most subjects. It depends on the level. I would say that what's requested is math and English. So I do a lot of that. But don't ask me about calculus. Like I I prefer teaching English or like science or something. I'm not a huge math person, but it is requested a lot, so I can teach it if I have to.
Same, same. Same. Oh my God. I
So
hate
I'm
math.
assuming you're not a huge
I hate it.
math whiz or nerd or something.
No, I'll pass. That's a solid pass for me. My daughter is,
Okay.
she's great at it. She is fantastic at it. My son is great at math, and my daughter is great at math. They are fantastically independently brilliant, and I have nothing to do with that. That is
Okay.
all I know.
They didn't get it from your side then.
No, no. I don't know where they got it from, but it's a blessing. I just pray that they continue to be smart.
That's great. That's good. Well, they probably got the independence from you.
Yeah, yeah, I think definitely, definitely. I mean, I just, for their entire lives, I just tell them, just do your best. Just go in there, try your best, and if you ever have any problems, just come back and talk to me, and we'll do it. Yeah,
Hmm.
there's nothing to fear because, I don't know. I try to teach my kids that, like, at the end of the day, grades don't determine your level of intelligence. It's just really, I guess, it's more like a test to measure how well you remember things, but it's not like a test to measure how smart you are. So, and any type of problems that you run into can be worked out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm your parent, I'm here to work with you. I'm not here to, make you feel bad about your grades. Like, it's
Yeah.
everything that comes through the door can be worked out. It's never that deep, you know. So
How old are your kids?
they are 11 and 12, going on 12 and 13. They'll be 12 and 13 this
Oh, so
year.
they're like really close in age.
Yeah, they are actually 10 months apart. My daughter was born first. Her birthday is December the 4th, and then my son was born October the 27th. He was actually supposed to be born in January, after my daughter turned 1, but some complications, and he ended up being 2 months premature. So that's how I ended up with an October baby instead of a January baby.
Gotcha.
It was quite a bit of a shock to me. And I always joke with my dad because I'm like, he's like, you only had one job, Jennifer. Because it's funny because I had him just as my dad was leaving for Dubai to like go on a government contract, and he was like, all right, don't have the baby without me. And I was like, I got you. Like, it's October. What's the worst that can happen? The date's not due to December.
Surprise.
And mom had him. Crazy. Right. I just think that I can laugh about it now, but it was horrifying. It wasn't funny at the time.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It's funny now. Yeah, it's funny now, but yeah, but yeah. So now they're 2 months. They're 10 months apart. They're 10 months apart now. But
Do they I mean, do
yeah,
they get along? I
so
just know
that's
I
pretty
have a
cool though. You're
brother.
gonna be a
I have a
miracle.
brother who's like very close in age to me, and I mean, maybe it's because we're both boys, but we like fought so much growing up because there was so much competition. I think largely because of the age, how close we were in age. Does that happen with your children, or are they good doing their own thing?
No, they fight.
Yeah.
They fight like cats and dogs. Yeah, I think it is because of the age. Well, that, and so like my daughter hit a growth spurt, so she's taller than him, And then, she's fully aware that she's older than him. So she's like, she uses that. She uses that.
Yeah.
So they fight. And it's sad because like my son loves her. He's just like, this is my big sister, I love her. I just want to be around her. And she's like, no. Just stay away from me.
Yeah.
So she no. They
Yeah,
fight
that'll
like cats
change,
and
I'm
dogs.
sure, when they get older.
I hope so.
Yeah.
No, I hope so. I hope so for his sake. I hope so. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, but like some days they're okay. Like some days they get along, and then some days they can't stand each other. So no. How did it work out for you and your brother?
Um,
Are you all
yeah,
friends
it's a good
now?
question. As we've gotten older, we've gotten closer, I guess you could say. I feel like when we were growing up, we were like mortal enemies, competing for everything. My mom always told us, like, when we were little and we were in the car, we'd be like, "Don't look out of my side of the window." It's just like so protective over everything. But yeah. Yeah, with age comes a little bit of maturity, so that's helpful.
Oh my God. Yeah. I know. Jeez. Yeah, that's that sums it up.
Hmm.
To where they are now.
So
How to work
I'm
out?
kind
I mean,
of
did that last well into the team?
yeah, I would say that, like, when we went to different colleges. Like, I went to school in New York, he went to school in Oregon. I grew up in Idaho, actually. So um I think that gave us the time and the distance that we needed to find our own space, because I think that,
Mm.
like, growing up, we were lumped together a lot. I mean, we weren't twins, but we were close in age. I went to a private school. Every other year, they put two grades together. So fourth and fifth, sixth, and, like that. And so every other year, we were together, and it was a small class, and, sharing friends and things like that. So it wasn't until we had our own space where we could have our own identity. I think that's when we became more secure with ourselves. And then it was like, okay, all right, you're cool. But before, it was like, I need mine, I need mine.
That's funny. Oh, wow. Hmm,
Yeah,
that's
kids.
hilarious.
So I'm kind of
Mm.
curious, if this isn't too personal, like, how has dating been, having children?
Um, hmm. Well, for like the first couple of years, I was still with my daughter's dad.
Hmm.
So like it wasn't that bad. Like he would help me take care of my daughter and my son while I was actually when I first got my job with the government, while I would like study and prepare for classes. So that was like okay until like things went bad and they went really bad and then like we broke up and then it was like a little scary for me because like I didn't know what I was like gonna do without him and then I had to like adjust and move on. So that was like heartbreaking that that relationship ended and like I didn't have my safeness anymore or health. And then I moved to Baltimore and met someone else and that person turned out to be okay at first and then they turned out to be really not great and super horrible. And then that went off and on for like a couple of years, maybe 4 or 5 years. And then I decided to like finally end it and then just kind of focus on myself. And then I just stayed single for a while. I met someone else, and that was not a great idea. And said, you know what? I'm just done. So after that relationship ended, and I was like 26. I just never got into another relationship again. And so it's just been me and my kids. I'll go out and date, but I haven't actually been in a relationship with anyone since then. Now the dating itself, now that my kids are older, they kind of understand what's going on. For me, and and I'm completely comfortable with myself. I'm celibate for 3 years, so it's not an issue for me. Like my kids know that I'm celibate, so they know like if I do bring someone home, they kind of know like this person had to go through this, that, and the third. They know that I'm bringing home the best option for everyone, and I'm taking their thoughts, their opinions, and their heart and their safeness into my decision. They always know that I'm always going to put them first, and I'm not ever going to jump into a situation that's going to be harmful or thoughtless to them. So, they trust me in that situation. So it's been pretty easy for me. Like the kids have never really been the issue. It's usually with me, like because I'm successful, and because I'm kind of independently like well off, that's usually very intimidating to people. So it's never really been the kids that have deterred people from dating me. It's me. It's just me. And it's not even like, oh, your personality. It really just comes down to you're successful. And I think a lot of the time it's people who are not secure in themselves, and that's really what it comes down to, because it's not like I'm driving a Mercedes Benz or a Rolls Royce. I drive a Kia. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm flaunting it around, but
right.
I work hard. So I'm successful. I did own 2 houses. I own my second house. I bought a second house. I have a property out in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? So I do take care of myself. I take care of my children. Before we moved here, they were in private school that entire time. They had never been to public school. This year is their first year. Well, this past year was their first year going to public school. And so that is an intimidation to some of the people that I had encountered in the past. And so that was their breaking point. They had never been with someone who was able to take care of themselves financially. So they were used to being the breadwinner, I guess. And so in their experience, that was the way that they were used to like winning people over or impressing them was with their money. But when it came to me, I had more money than they did. So it wasn't as easy, So it was just like, I can't do this. It's not you, but it's you. I was like, oh.
Right. They
cool.
they felt intimidated, like you said, or threatened.
Yeah. And it was like, okay. And then sometimes it would get worse if they would meet my family, because my family is, wealthy. And, a lot of people aren't, I guess, used to seeing that. But it is what it is. I can't undo it. My parents work hard. They come from hardworking families, and my family members work hard. So they all have really nice houses, and they work hard for that. they all went to school. Some of them are doctors, some of them are lawyers, some of them, own businesses or whatever. So they have nice things. You know what I mean? So it's like when I bring them home, oh, well, this person has this house, they have that house. Well, why does your family have all of this stuff? And I'm like, well, because they work.
Yeah.
They went to school. So, it's I can't do anything about this. You know what I mean? So a lot of people just kind of draw back from that situation and they feel like they don't belong there. And I'm just like, well, all right. It's nothing I can do about it. So, you know, um, I don't really know what to do. You have to be secure in yourself, I guess, in order to be able to be comfortable in that situation. Like I said, that's always been my issue when dating. It's never been really about the kids or like the fact that I'm a single mom because I do take care of myself. I take care of my children. I'm not on child support. I have no interactions with their fathers at all. I've never had. It's just been the three of us. Um, you know, I take my kids on vacation when they're behaving.
I like that caveat.
Yes, you know what I mean. So, and we usually go on vacation maybe 10 times out of the year. So, and that's a reward to them, and like I said, I don't usually ask for things because I always buy myself things, throughout the year. And I ask small things from people and, I want people to give from their heart. So I allow people to give me what they can and what they feel comfortable with giving me stuff. But most importantly, if you can't give me something, I would want for you to go out and do something kind for someone else. That would be the best gift that someone could give me. Just be kind to other people.
Yeah.
Sometimes I give people money to start up their business. I've bought other people cars. I've helped people start, businesses for, whatever reason. I've given out loans. You know what I mean? Like I've done a lot of things for other people just to help them because, that's just who I am. I'm just a general nice person, but, when you say that to people, because they're not used to that level, I don't know, of kind of, I guess, frequency or movement, then it's like overwhelming. Like, but like I said, that's who I always have been. And I had people when I didn't have money or anything, when I was struggling in life, who helped me. So I felt the need that when I became successful to give back and return those same favors to people. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's who I feel. So I'm always going to be kind, compassionate person because that's just who I am. And I'm not going to change that for anybody to make them feel better about themselves. I am more cautious about helping people though. But it's just that's usually where it ends for me. People see how I live or where I live at, or they'll see where my family lives or how they live, and then they're like, I'm out. So,
which is weird because you would think that would be like oh wow, that's really cool, like she's an independent woman who can take care of herself. But I mean, I can see how that would be, like, said before, like threatening or intimidating or a lot. And I mean, for you, is that important that whoever you're dating is at kind of the same level as you, or secure, whether it's financially or otherwise?
Oh, the thing is messing up. I missed that whole last part.
Right. I don't know if you heard. I was just wondering if it's important for you to be dating someone that's also secure and at kind of, I guess you could say, like the same level as you.
Um, so no, like I feel like this. The way so with my family, so with success, for me came a great burden, right? So I didn't get here by chance. It was like with my family, you had to win or you just had to win, right? So I'm successful because I didn't really have a choice. And I don't expect everybody else to be like the same way or to move as quickly as I did. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has their own different version or vision of what success looks like to them.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? As long as you can take care of yourself and what it is that you need to take care of, and as long as you are able to, like I said, be comfortable in your own skin and, take pride in what it is that you're doing and within yourself, that's all that matters to me. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, I just need to be with someone who feels comfortable being themselves. You know what I mean? Not someone that's going to be like, I can't deal with this. Mm, it's too much for me. Because that's how I feel. Because I'm a very like guarded person. Like I am frank as first getting to know me like on a very personal level. It takes so much energy for to let people get close to me that like once I've like invested the time and I let you get close, then it's like now I've wasted all this time and it's like, all right, there's another one. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I really don't care like at this time. It's never mattered to me what someone makes or what you do. Like you could be a collector person as long as you're happy and you're comfortable with what you're doing. I don't care.
Hmm.
I really don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? And it's never mattered to me. But as long as you're able to move comfortably and do the things that you love to do, then I'm happy if you're happy. You know,
Hmm.
that's that's all that matters. And as long as and I try to explain that to people, and they're like, they just like overthink it. They overthink it so much, and that's what I try to tell people. Like people overthink the situation so much. Like they get wrapped up in like the cars and the house and all that other stuff. And I'm like, did you ever think that maybe like it's already done? Like the house is done. Like I have the house,
Hmm.
like all you have to do is take care of yourself and relax. Chill out. Just relax. Relax. It's
Yeah.
done. Like enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? As long as you have something to contribute, if you want to go on a trip, if I'm going to Cancun, you want to go, you have money to go for yourself, you have the time, you have the leave, you want to go, let's go.
Yeah.
It is
I
really
think
just
that's a
that
great
simple.
attitude, honestly, because you're absolutely right. Everyone has a different definition of success. And like I grew up in a household that was also very um uh like hardworking, success driven, whatever you want to call that. And I think, and I like how you use the word winning, because I now as an adult have tried to reframe what success means, right? It's less about the outcome of things for me, although those are nice, and it's more about the kind of like the state of mind or the way I am able to operate day in and day out. I mean, it's really cheesy, but it's really the process of things. Because the
Yeah,
outcome of things are very fleeting, or like you said, a really nice car is great, but at the end of the day, that's not going to make you happy necessarily or make you feel like you have a fulfilled life. So I think,
right.
passion, whatever, like I'm looking for someone, and not just in dating, but in friends as well, people that are passionate and are, um, this sounds so weird to use this word competent because it's such like a remedial word, but people that
Yes,
are,
no,
that are
I
able,
get it.
self-sufficient, that can take care of themselves. Because sometimes like that's kind of a basic thing, but that's not a
Yeah,
guarantee.
Yes. And it should. It should. Like it really should. Like I had to explain this to like one of my friends. You know, if you are at a certain age and you're like you're over the age of, I don't know, 21, 25, you should not be looking towards anyone else to take care of you. Like you should be taking care of yourself.
Mm,
You should be finding a way to like make it in this world without being a burden to other people. You know what I mean? So, what I just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I had a very, very strict, like, I had a very strict conservative kind of like upbringing with, parents that were like obsessed with like being successful. So like that's what I said. Like I don't expect people to be, you know, measuring the exact same amount of what I'm doing because like no one knows what my level, like what I'm really looking at the end of the day. Like people don't know, like, okay, yeah, I might be making like six figures a year, but am I happy at the end of the day or am I really stressed out and tired? Like,
maybe a bit of both.
what does the end of the day? Yeah, you know what I mean? No one really knows what that looks like because, like, I was literally like raised to push, 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 and success win. And there was no exceptions. You just keep going, you keep going. You basically keep going until you die. Like that was it. Like you win and there's no exceptions. Nobody loses. You like I don't know if you watch the Red Table Talk, but recently there was an interview that Will Smith did with Kevin Hart, and they were talking about like the definition of like what fathering is. And I was able to relate to their conversation more than any other conversations because it was like that was my upbringing. You weren't allowed to cry or express emotions. Like you just had to have basically tunnel vision on succeeding and winning. Like that was
Mm,
all that was important to you. So that's how I became successful. Like it was a no holds bar. You have to take charge, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And so I struggle with like relating to people on an emotional, personal level at times, even with my children, because that's not how I was raised. And that has nothing to do with winning and taking over and conquering
mm,
things. You don't have time for that. But you know what I mean? Of course, through life and through development and through therapy and working on myself, I have gotten better with that because you have to, right? In order to be a healthy, successful adult. Um, you know, um, I've learned how to get through those things and express that. But
I'm like,
that's what I said,
yay,
it doesn't,
therapy.
yeah, yay therapy. Yeah, it definitely helps because, especially when it comes to relating to your children, because you don't want to impose that type of upbringing in your child because they are balls of emotions. They're not like that. They are regular children and they have these wide range of emotions that they're completely entitled to have. And you need to learn how to deal with it in a healthy way and not hinder that at all.
Hmm.
So, know, um, you've got to learn. You've got to learn how to deal with that. And so, that's what I said. No one knows how these people of great success got there or what was sacrificed in order to get there. So I don't expect people to be able to match me materialistically. As I said, I don't care what you do as long as you're happy, as long
Hmm.
as you're confident in what it is that you're doing. I just want people, generally in life, I just want people to be happy. I think more people were happy within themselves and they were happier with their self image, you wouldn't have this many problems, in the world. You know what I mean? And we have to learn how to deal with our traumas, so it doesn't superimpose it onto our partners or to other people.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You can write a book.
I know. I should.
I'll get a signing, a personal signing from you.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's really it's interesting, and I don't know if you relate to this at all, but so I grew up in Idaho, but I was also adopted from South Korea. So ethnically I'm Korean, but I grew up in Idaho. My parents are German and American, so I grew up in a very like white household basically. And if you've ever been to Idaho, it's pretty whitewashed there. So since I've lived some life, and I live in California now in Los Angeles, where there's a lot of diversity. I think a lot of people make assumptions about me based on the way that I look, and those assumptions are not always matched with my personal experience growing up. And when it comes to dating, I mean, I've had multiple experiences with different, I mean, ages a little bit, but with different races. And I think it's really, I try to look at things more as a individual person rather than as a sort of archetype or a stereotype of someone, because I think that it's easy to say, oh, all white people are like this, all black people are like this, or all Asian people are like this. And so that's something that I think is really important, is openness, and not everyone is like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's how everyone should look at all people as individuals instead of as a group. I feel like if we did that, then there would be more love and understanding and empathy instead of harsh criticism and harsher punishment, and unfair judgment being passed around.
Mhm.
You know, because I feel like a lot of the time, and that's why I don't really do a lot of the dating apps, because it's like, for me, um, I don't have a college degree. I didn't finish college. I went to college for a little bit, but I never finished college. I didn't have enough money. I was working like 2 full-time jobs, and I got attacked on one of my jobs, and I couldn't continue to work there, so I didn't have enough money to finish, and I just never finished. And then I had a baby. So, I never went back. But I still became successful in life. And I think like a lot of people have like a checklist that they look for in order to determine what their success looks like for their partner. And I think, they have negative stereotypes and connotation that surround women of color, especially single Black women. And it's like, oh, you don't fit this, you don't fit that. And so automatically you just eliminate it. And it's very sad because you just don't know, who you could be missing out on just because you automatically shut the book because this person doesn't make your list, and you just don't even, you judge them before you even, give them a chance to speak, So, but, that's what I said. That's why I don't judge people off of, their race or how they look like or even genders. Because I don't want people to do it to me. I treat people how I would want to be treated.
Exactly.
It's just that simple. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, along those lines, I mean, I read somewhere in an article, again, like, don't fact check me, but it was credible. Wasn't like Reddit or something, but it had like it was about dating and race, and they created a hierarchy of most desirable to least desirable, which is like terrible in itself, but like of what society thinks. And at the top you had like white man, white woman, and then it kind of went down, and like towards the bottom was an Asian man and a Black woman. And it's, and
Yeah.
right, exactly. And of course, like, I'm like, I don't want to be at the bottom. Like, what are you talking about? And I think that
Right.
we have a long way to go, but in a way, it's like no one knows what it's like to be a minority unless you're a minority. And
Yeah.
so people really can relate to each other having a shared experience, even if it's not exactly the same. And
Mhm.
I think that I have some Black friends, I have some other people, friends of color, that are like, I don't know if I could date a white person because there's so much there with history and with baggage. And um I think it's, yeah, there's so many layers, but I do think that people, you don't get it unless you've been in those shoes before. And I think it's so great that now, at least in the world, there's more awareness coming. I mean, it's like it's about freaking time. But in long way to go. But I think
Yeah.
at least now people are like, you know what? That's pretty ignorant, and that's not okay to say this. Or so I am grateful for that
Yeah.
in a way. I can only imagine what it'll be like in 20 years, 10 years. Hopefully it'll be better, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, you can only hope that things will change. But in order for things to honestly change, people have to acknowledge that something is wrong. You know what I mean? I mean, even if it's, 2021 and we're still doing a demographic where they put Black women at the bottom and Asian men at the bottom, it's like, yeah, still.
Yeah.
Despite all of our successes and breaking the stereotypes, and you think about all the things that both of our cultures have done, the successes, the inventions, how far we have come, and we're still marked at the bottom, as far as preferences. And I know people have said like nasty things about both of our, cultures and how they don't want to date us. But it's like, why?
Right.
Why wouldn't you want? I mean, I feel like I'm beautiful. I feel like, you're attractive. Why wouldn't people want to date us? I feel like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with either one of us. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I feel like it's their loss. I don't, for me personally, I don't want to go after people who don't love me. I want to
Yeah.
go where people love me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I feel like if that's the way that people look at me, then that's really, I feel sad for you.
Yeah. No, I love
I feel
that.
sad for you. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I'm amazing at the end of the day. Like
Right.
I'm fucking awesome. Like that sucks. That sucks for you. And I
Yeah.
feel bad. You're missing out.
I love it. That's the
You're
mic
missing
drop.
out. You're missing out. Yeah, at the end of the day, you're missing out because you're ignorant. So, gracias, ma'am. Thank you. Because if you want to ignore the statistics, I mean, hey, we're graduating. Women are, inventing things. We're scientists. We're lawyers. We're doctors. All of us are. I mean, you have how many times have you gone to the doctor? You have a minority doctor. It could be an
Yeah,
Asian doctor. It
it's true.
could be a Black woman. Be an Asian man. You know what I mean? It's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's dumb. It's dumb. We're literally everywhere. We're on the screen. We're in your hospitals. We're in your home. We're trying to get you out of that
We're
ticket that you just
everywhere.
got. We're everywhere. Okay.
Okay, so the last
For
thing
the
I'm
people.
curious about is because, like, everything is on like this little square here. I'm trying to guess how tall you are.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna guess and then
Oh.
you can guess for me. I feel like you have tall energy. Um,
Yes.
I don't know if I'm right. I want to say that
Yes.
you're like 5'8" or 5'7".
No, I'm taller than that.
You're
Did you know
taller
that?
than that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Are you 5'10"?
I am 6 feet.
You are 6 feet. Okay, wow. I cut you short. But I mean, but I was right about the tall thing.
Yes, I am tall. I am 6 feet tall. All right, so I'm going to guess maybe. Are you like 5'7", 5'8"?
I'm 5'10". So we both underestimated ourselves. But I guess I
Yeah.
am a little
Okay.
bit shorter
Okay.
than you. Yeah, I'm like 5'10", shy under 6 feet.
It might be the couch because you. I can't. I can only see like right here. Yeah. I think it's cutting you off. All I saw was like
No,
the top of your
it's
shirt.
definitely cutting me off. And it is kind of a weird angle
Yeah.
because like when I like lean forward, it probably just looks like I'm uh, I don't know, technology.
Yeah. That's cool though. That's not too
Yeah.
bad. You're not. I mean, honestly, you're probably the tallest person I've talked to in years.
Online.
Honestly. No, in life. In
Oh,
life.
okay.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, no, I think that's great. That's awesome. This was really fun talking
Yeah.
to you.
I don't discriminate at all. I don't discriminate at all. Love it. Whereas in me, I don't care. Don't care. Not at all.
No, I think that's good. You're very open-minded. I am as well. And
They like. I think the people who are shorter than me, they like tall women. So that's usually my home. Yeah. So I don't mind.
well, if you're ever out in if you're ever out in California, say hi or come visit or something. Oh, I think we might have lost her.
I think there's some issue with her audio. I see her.
Oh, that's okay. I think we might be done actually, but
All right, hang on. Let me stop this.